Okay, I just got done watching this episode, and man, things are getting more complicated than ever. First off, every time I do a episode review of Law School, I get a headache just by talking about it. But anyway, what's still crazy for me is that, yeah, they started with just a murder case, and then now for every episode, they just add stuff to it, and just expanding the situation, and now adding other characters into the situation. And I'm not talking about just any characters, I'm talking about characters that we don't see a lot. And if we do, we'll probably get one or two scenes of them, three if we're lucky. For example, Seung Jae. I think in this episode he had maybe two scenes or three. I'm not sure. I don't remember. But yeah, he had those amount of scenes. He was very suspicious, obviously. But after what I saw in the last scene of this episode, and after watching the trailer of the next episode, oh, he is getting the spotlight. Finally, no more one or two scenes of him being suspicious and being irritated of what the heck this guy is doing. Now he is finally taking the stand. He finally has the spotlight on him. Finally. And then now, Kang Dan is being brought into the picture. Now the assemblyman Ko Hyung-soo is being brought into the picture now. Alright, so before I start talking about the episode, I want to talk real quick about Yesu's boyfriend. First, yeah, there were people in the comments saying that, oh, I think Yesu's boyfriend is the son of the assemblyman who couldn't get into law school. And the assemblyman did talk about that briefly in one flashback. Yeah, I kind of figured too. It's not surprising. It was revealed in this episode, but it's not surprising. Number two, I'm waiting for the day that Junie kicks this guy's butt. If not, Seul. I'm waiting until this guy gets his butt kicked because the way he acted, the way the character is, such an arrogant, acting like he's prestige, this spoiled, this, oh, do you know who I am type of character. I am waiting for the day that Junie and or Seul kick his butt. Oh, and props to the actor portraying Yongchang. He's doing a good job being this type of asshole. Yeah, so I'm waiting for the character to get his butt kicked. And number three, this guy had the nerve to put a spy camera in his girlfriend's clock. Talk about a controlling boyfriend. I mean, it was already bad enough that he didn't want his girlfriend to have male friends, which I find it to be very, yeah. But a spy camera though? That's an invasion of privacy right there. It doesn't matter if she's your girlfriend or not, but still, again, waiting for the day he gets his butt kicked. Well, for Junie, he can really kick your butt with words and with his fists, so it doesn't matter which way he does it, but I'm waiting for the day he gets his butt kicked, pretty much. So at the beginning of the episode, we get a flashback to 2016 where we see Kang Dan for the first time, and, well, I mean, she is the twin sister of Seul, so technically you are seeing Kang Dan too. But anyway, we see Kang Dan for the first time. She's in front of an election office, and we only see her for a brief moment. And then the scene switches to Hyung-soo and Byeong Joo at the sauna, where Jong-gun comes in with a suit. I'm surprised he's not sweating already, but he pretty much interrogates Hyung-soo because of what Kang Dan said to him about Hyung-soo spreading fake news about his opponent for him to win the election. And then after that, it switches back to where the last episode left off, where Kang Dan called Jong-gun and asked, is this prosecutor Jong-gun? And then Seul grabbed the phone and tried to talk to her, but then she hung up. So really nothing much happened there. And then Seul asked Jong-gun, so what's the relation? What's the deal with you and Kang Dan? What happened? But Jong-gun doesn't really answer the question. And instead of answering the question, he said, focus on your grades first, and then we'll talk. To be honest, if I was Seul, I wouldn't even be able to focus knowing that my sister, I haven't seen in 5 years, is in a situation with my teacher. And I'm not talking about that, teacher-student relationship. No, I'm not talking about that. I'm talking about a real situation, like maybe a life or death situation. And then later on, we do see and hear what Kang Dan wrote to Jong-gun. First, she was unsure if she would write this letter to him. Second, she did promise that she wouldn't do anything injustice. But then later on in the letter, she said that she pretty much took dirty money. And I'm thinking, dude, what happened? But then the more I think about it, here's my guess. Hyung-soo spread fake rumors about his opponent to win the election, right? So I'm assuming that the dirty money was Hyung-soo giving Kang Dan money to keep her mouth shut and or help him spread dirty rumors about the opponent to win the election. And Kang Dan was part of his campaign. But I think the whole, lying and taking the dirty money thing was too much for Kang Dan, and she eventually told Jong-un about it. That could be the situation. Now, let's talk about Seulbi confronting SeungJae about the whole laptop situation. Now, Seulbi said the assistant teacher took her laptop and placed it in front of the cart. When SeungJae came rushing out of the classroom, he took the laptop in front of the cart. B said, "Why did you take it?" SeungJae tried to lie, which was a pretty bad lie. He said that yours and mine are the same model. I mean, it's a bad lie, but at the same time it could be true, but yeah, that was just a bad lie. B said, "No, it's not." And then he changed his answer, which was a dumb move. Well, for his part, he says that, "Oh, it's my wife's laptop. I got confused." This guy, no wonder he's getting the spotlight in the next episode, cause this guy just screams suspicions. Now let's talk about Gio's story and his potential motive to commit the crime. I did this because we know that he didn't do it, and he even said that he didn't do it. So anyway, first Gio's dad. He was the CEO of a toy company, but according to an article written by Jong Hyuk, there was a substance called carcinogen. I think that's how you pronounce it, but it's a substance that caused cancer. That substance was found in his dad's toy product. But then Gio later on revealed that that substance was never found in his products to begin with. So someone, if not a group, was spreading false information about his dad's product. So technically, someone killed his dad. Now with this whole situation about his dad, he's thinking that Byeong Joo was the one that spread these false information about his dad. He's thinking that Byeong Joo killed his dad. And actually, Byeong Joo wrote this in this paper. Hold up, I'm gonna read it. Quote, "A disclosure of one's accusation is a serious violation of human rights. This must be severely punished." So pretty much, if you spread false information about someone which does lead to their death, yeah, you're gonna be punished. Which Gio is thinking that Byeong Joo, he spread these false information and he wanted revenge. And this is pretty much his potential motivation, even though we know that he didn't do it. But not knowing that the actual person who spread these false rumors, according to Jong Hyuk and the guy he was talking to while they were peeing in the bathroom, is actually prosecutor Jin. And then after Gio told his story, Jong-un asked him, "Did you kill Byeong Joo?" But then Gio said, "I didn't need to." Which was a scary answer. I'm like, dude, that means you were about to kill him on the day of the incident. But anyway, it was revealed that Gio was there in the same room as Byeong Joo on the day of the incident, but he didn't do anything because he saw Byeong Joo high on drugs. And this is where Byeong Joo started blabbering because he thought Gio was Junie, "You're not my nephew, you're my son, I love you," stuff like that. But then Gio was asked, "So why didn't you call for help?" He said, "I did. I tried to call a friend who's also a doctor, but he didn't pick up. I will get to that in a moment." Now fast forward. The judge asked Jong-un, "Were you in your office between this time and that time?" Jong-un said yes. And we see a flashback of him on the day of the incident in his office. Now what we didn't know, that SeungJae was in the closet. And his phone vibrated because it was Gio that tried to call him. And Gio said his friend didn't pick up because SeungJae hung up because he didn't want to get caught being inside Jong-un's closet. And Jong-un heard the phone vibrate, and that's where pretty much the episode ended. Well, that's pretty much where the flashback ended. Jong-un didn't open the door yet, but I'm pretty sure in the next episode he will. And then we're back at the trial room. Jong-un, he answered yes, I was in my office. And then he turns and looks at SeungJae. At the same time, SeungJae enters the courtroom. Oh man, SeungJae, what have you been up to, dude? I am completely so annoyed that this guy is so suspicious and I don't know what he's been up to. Like, I'm sweating right now because I'm so annoyed. And watching the trailer for the next episode, fingers are still being pointed at Jong-un. And the only person that can be a witness for Jong-un is SeungJae, because SeungJae knows that Jong-un was in his office the day of the incident between the time that the judge asked. So is SeungJae going to be a witness for Jong-un? To be honest, I don't know. I have a feeling that SeungJae could have a little hatred For Jong-gun, there's a possibility for that. And yeah, that's pretty much the gist of the episode. If there's anything else I might have missed, please leave it in the comments below. There are things that are still unanswered right now. I'm still wondering what's the relationship between Kang Dan and Mano. Does SeungJae have hatred towards Jong-gun? Is SeungJae going to be a witness for Jong-gun? And stuff like that. And man, things are getting more complicated, and that's crazy. But still, I'm so entertained every episode. Every episode to me is not boring. Every scene counts. And some of the little details, I mean, you gotta pay attention to it. Like, those little details really mean a lot once it gets brought up in another episode, which is crazy, crazy good. So anyway, if you guys like this review, leave a like, comment down below, and subscribe. See ya!